Welcome to Christian Reacts, where I react to Christian content online that talks about the modern sins of the world today, affecting all of us. Today's video is titled "Bishop Sends Unexpected Message to Attacker from Hospital Bed." So the bishop here this YouTuber is talking about is, of course, Mari Emmanuel, who was viciously attacked by a radicalized Muslim kid in Australia. So let's see what he's saying now that he's responding to his response to that attack and what happened to him.
The bishop that was recently attacked that we discussed last week has released an official statement from his hospital bed, giving a message not only to the congregation and his supporters, but also to the attacker. So let's listen together. He starts by giving an update on his health.
We thank the Lord Jesus for what took place in the last couple of days. I'm doing fine, recovering very quickly. We thank the Lord Jesus, so there is no need to be worried or concerned.
And then he references those that were seen rioting after his attack outside of his church.
Worshippers watching online swarmed to the scene. Officers responding to the incident came under attack from the mob.
To those that were reacting violently, he says,
So this is interesting. I actually saw his videos earlier, and it was going viral because there was chanting from all those people saying, like, we want him, or we, like, release him, or something like that, who was the attacker that the police held in custody. And they were yelling, release him, because they wanted to get their hands on him, of course, on the radicalized kid. So this was when Mari was sent to the hospital at this point. And they were chanting this outside of that church. So let's see what Mari Emmanuel says to those Christians that participated in that chant.
And a piece of advice to our beloved faithfuls: I need you to act Christ-like. The Lord Jesus never taught us to fight. The Lord Jesus never taught us to retaliate. The Lord Jesus never said to us, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. The Lord Jesus said, never return evil with evil, but return evil with good.
Wow. Never return evil with evil, but return evil with good. I think this is such a powerful statement. It sounds so simple when, you're in your room or you're in Bible study and you read that and you're like, okay, I understand. And yet this man was attacked with a knife. I mean, his life was threatened. And by the grace of God, the knife actually never came all the way out, which is a miracle that, of course, only God can control, of course, obviously. And the knife never came all the way out. The blade never actually came all the way out. Otherwise, Mari Emmanuel would likely be dead.
Bleeding, put his hand on his head and prayed for the guy that stabbed him. Think about that. And number two, look at how the Lord works. Evil is ignorant. This moron, his blade didn't retract all the way. So if you guys see it online on your own, he goes to stab and then he looks at the knife because it didn't open. Talk about God intervening. It could have been a lot worse.
But regardless of that point, it's so amazing that this man has the ability to get past all of those emotions of anger and frustration at being attacked and being scared and all that, and immediately pray for the person that did this to him when the attack happened. And now he's telling everybody else, return evil with good. Don't retaliate against evil with evil, but return it with good. And that is just something that's filled up with humility and with grace. And this is something that he is following in the footsteps of Christ and is so powerful. And this is why I love Christ so much, because this is just so amazing, this message here.
For this is our master, our teacher, our leader, and our good shepherd who leads us to green pastures and still waters. So my beloveds, I want you to always be calm. We need to be always law-abiding citizen as well. We need to cooperate with the police directives, whether it be at a state level or a federal level. But above all, we are Christians and we need to act like it. Love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:8. Love never fails.
But then he goes on to address the person that attacked him.
I forgive whoever has done this act, and I say to him, you're my son, I love you, and I will always pray for you. And whoever sent you to do this, I forgive them as well, in Jesus' mighty name. I have nothing in my heart but love for everyone.
This is such an amazing message that Mari Emmanuel states, because as Christians, we are called to be Christ-like, and we're called to follow what Christ instructs us to do in the Bible. And the Bible very clearly says, return evil with good, forgive those who do evil. Forgive those, like it even says in the creed, in the Our Father creed, it states, forgive those who trespass against you, or another interpretation would be, forgive your debtors. And just like that statement in itself is like, forgive those who trespass against you, is clearly forgiving your enemy. As you know, forgive your enemy, pray for your enemy. And Mari Emmanuel did exactly that. And this is why it's so amazing that this guy is going viral online, and his content was popular even before this terrible event occurred. But yet, the fact that he's not being seeking revenge or seeking all of these things that not natural, but like a typical person without the instruction of Christ would do, is just so powerful. And it's so amazing that he's not using this moment of receiving the spotlight to glorify himself in any way, shape, or manner, or glorify his following. He's using every single moment of attention to glorify Jesus Christ. And that is so beautiful.
Whether that person is a Christian or not, it's totally beside the point. The Lord Jesus always taught us to love one another. Love God and love your neighbor like yourself. Whoever that neighbor is, we need to love them and respect them as we love and respect ourselves.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So, at this point you might be saying, the attacker did his best to take the life of the bishop. So how on earth could the bishop possibly forgive that person? Well, we'll come back to that, but also note that to be a disciple of Christ means to follow his teachings, and Christ said to love your enemies and to pray for those that persecute you, leading to this statement.
So I have forgiven them, I'm praying for them, and for this young man, I say to you, you're my son, and you'll always be in my praise. May the Lord Jesus forgive you, may the Lord Jesus bless you and show you the way, my dear son. And once again, to our beloved faithful.
I mean, the way he's speaking about the person that tried to kill him is just unbelievable. It's mind-blowing. Like, if he was talking to his own actual, like, literal biological son, if he does have a son, I don't know if he's just a priest that isn't married or not, but like a child from his family or anything like that, I almost can hear the difference between his grace and in the words that he's speaking. I almost can't hear the difference because he is so loving to both a stranger and probably his own family member. He has almost the same form of love, which is so powerful, like loving your neighbor as yourself. And he's showing that through his actions, and that is such a beautiful thing.
We need to reflect Christ in our life. The Lord Jesus never said, go out and fight in the street. Never said to retaliate, but to pray. And this is what I'm asking everyone to do. Pray, my beloved, thank the Lord Jesus, and respect the law of this country, and also adhere to the directives from our beloved police force, from the commissioners, and to everyone else in this government. We need to be law-abiding citizens. God bless you all, and God willing, we will see you soon and go back to our normal duties once again, serving the Lord from the heart. God bless. Take care.
And
wow, I mean, that's so amazing to call on everybody that's listening and all Christians to pray right now, and not only is he telling them and thanking them for their prayers for his health, but he's also telling them to pray for that person, pray for those that persecute you. And it's just so amazing. It's just unbelievable the more that I think about it, and that, like, God is in control of everything. And yes, this was a tragic event, absolutely, there's no denying that. But it seems to me that the viral event, that this went viral all over the internet, and it may bring more people to Christ. More people are going to pay attention to this love and mercy that he's showing, and that could bring more people to Jesus Christ. And I think that's something that Mari Emmanuel would celebrate more than anything. And knowing him, like he speaks about that this life is just about praising Jesus Christ, and there's nothing to glorify in this life currently. It's only to serve Jesus and God. That's it. There's nothing that we can bring with us after we pass away. So the things that we have are almost meaningless. And that doesn't mean that like our family's meaningless or anything like that. But as far as like things that are like lustful, the temptations, money, status, things, materialism, consumerism, all those things, they're all useless because they're all from the world. And this is what Mari Emmanuel does so incredibly, and it's so hard to wrap my mind around it. Even as a Christian, it's just having somebody, just imagine somebody coming at you in a life-threatening manner, and your first instinct is to put your hand on their head and pray for them while you're bleeding, while your life is in crisis. I mean, it's the most selfless, humane act that I've ever really heard of as a young person, as a young man. It's one of the first times I've ever heard something so unbelievable. And I hope that Mari Emmanuel's message spreads like wildfire so that people can follow Jesus Christ, the true Messiah and the Son of God. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and comment below your thoughts. God bless.